Fried chicken is my weakness, and this recipe has been highly requested for some time. So that's why I'm excited to make for you today my Dakgangjeong, or Korean fried chicken. It's double fried to perfection and tossed in a sweet soy garlic sauce. This is perfect party food, and if you bring this to your next potluck, it'll be gobbled up in an instant. So come on, grab some chicken wings and I'll show you how to make this. You guys, this is the last episode for season 4. Can you believe it? It went by so fast. And it was a challenge for me to come up with all Korean-inspired dishes for this season, but I did it and I wanted to go out with a bang. So what you're gonna need for these chicken wings are chicken wings, salt, pepper, potato starch, ginger, garlic, scallions, soy sauce, brown sugar, rice vinegar, vegetable oil, crushed red pepper flakes, corn syrup, sesame oil, and roasted sesame seeds. I have 3 pounds of chicken wings, and I'm just gonna take off the tips of them. I already did a bunch over here. There's actual sections at the joint where the chicken wings wanna be separated easily. You shouldn't have to have much pressure with your knife. And you just discard the tips. See, it just comes off right there. So you start off with 3.5 pounds, but then after you remove the tips, you're gonna be left with 3 pounds. Now we gotta add a little bit of seasoning before we coat them. So I have half a teaspoon of kosher salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 3 cloves of minced garlic, and that's the secret ingredient, make everything really garlicky. And then 2 teaspoons of minced ginger. Make sure that the seasoning is evenly distributed. Just gonna let this sit for like a couple minutes. And with my non-contaminated chickeny hands, I'm gonna use about a cup of potato starch. This is the secret ingredient. They sell this at the Korean market, and I've seen it also in normal markets too, but this adds like this crispy, light texture to the skin that kind of makes it shatter. And I'm just gonna dredge them. Meanwhile, I also have a heavy bottom pot filled with some oil, vegetable or canola oil, and I'm just gonna heat it up with a thermometer to see if it reaches 350 degrees. So if you can notice, what I'm doing is I'm actually taking the time to coat the chicken pieces one by one, like almost to the point of being obsessive, where I'm just squeezing the chicken wing and all the potato starch onto it to make sure that it's completely crusted and covered. So by the time I'm finished doing all this, my oil should be ready. My oil's at 350 and that's perfect. And if you don't have a thermometer, then you have to do the wing test, which is shake off some of the excess of the wing and dip part of it into the oil. If it bubbles right away, you're ready to go. So what I like to do is I just give it a little swish in the oil so it doesn't stick to the bottom. And then I just let it go. You don't want to do too many at one time. If you put too much in, then it'll drop the temperature of the oil down significantly. And then all you're gonna do is let it go for anywhere between 10 to 12 minutes so that it can cook through and get golden brown. And you're just gonna flip it once in a while with your tongs. And after the first fry, you're just gonna put it out on a cooling rack over a baking sheet. And then you're gonna let it rest for just a little bit. And while you're letting it rest, we're gonna work on our sauce. To make your soy garlic sauce, in a measuring cup, combine a 1/4 cup of soy sauce and a 1/2 cup of corn syrup. Add 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar and stir until everything is nicely combined. And then in a small pot, you're going to heat up 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, 4 cloves of garlic minced, 1 teaspoon of minced ginger, and then add crushed red pepper flakes. You're going to saute them together until they're fragrant. This should take about 30 seconds or so. Then you're going to give your sauce one more stir and then add it to the pot. Bring it up to a boil and then reduce it down to a low simmer and let it go on low for about 3 minutes or so. You don't want it to reduce too much or get too thick, otherwise it'll be hard to toss with your chicken. Add in a packed tablespoon of brown sugar and then just stir to combine for about 30 seconds to a minute. Turn off the heat and season lightly with salt and pepper to taste, and then set it aside to cool at room temperature. After the first fry, I turned off the heat and I skimmed the oil just to make sure that all those little potato crispy pieces were gone. And now I'm going to bring it back up to temperature, about 350 to 375, and I'm gonna do another fry. This time you don't have to be so delicate because there is a nice coating on them. If your pot is large enough, like wide enough, you can actually do this step all in one round, but I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just gonna do about half and then half again. And you're just gonna let this go for about another 8 to 10 minutes or until everything is nicely crunchy. At this point, you're not necessarily cooking the chicken. You're just making sure that the coating will be so crunchy that it won't even wilt when you put the sauce on it. I think that's the magic of Korean fried chicken. Double frying makes all the difference. So don't skip this step. Please do not skip this step. This is the best part. These chicken wings are so crispy, crunchy. Just listen to that clatter. I mean, honestly, I could eat these chicken wings just like this. If you wanted to skip the sauce, you can. What I would recommend is after the double fry, just sprinkle them lightly with some salt and pepper or even some seasoning if you want. But you know, Korean fried chicken is all about that glazy, sticky, sweet sauce. This doesn't look like a whole ton of sauce, but that's why I want the consistency to be not too thick. So it's more like a runny glaze. And you can control that by not letting your sauce reduce too much. So really keep an eagle eye on it. Okay, and it is still warm. It's not exactly cooled, but it's all right as long as it's not scalding hot. And you will see that even though it looks like not enough sauce for this amount of chicken, that somehow it's all right. It just kind of works. I'm gonna give it a head start and then I'll add some more. Pour the rest in. And if you do it right, it should stay crispy, moist, and delicious, even at room temperature, even if you make it ahead. The last step is I'm just gonna plate it up, sprinkle it with sesame seeds and scallions. That's optional, but I just like that pop of color. And let's give it a taste. So excited.
So excited. I've been smelling this all day.
I knew I was waiting for you to pick up that one because you know that Joe's favorite part of the chicken wing is the drum and my favorite part of the chicken wing is the flat.
That's how we work.
Ooh, I'm excited. Oh, do you hear that?
So crunchy.
Mmm.
Oh. We did it again. This is so good.
I kind of want to cry.
I love that texture in the beginning, and then it's so soft it's so soft in the inside.
Yeah, when you first bite into it, your teeth just sink into it, and it crackles and shatters, and so crispy.
And
but
the flavor, oh.
Yeah, we're like interrupting each other today. We're like so excited. Sticky, sweet, soy saucy, gingery, garlicky. Dang. He's just gonna polish his basket off in like 2 seconds flat. You can eat this with rice as a meal. Rice, kimchi, some Korean coleslaw.
Exactly.
But we'll leave the link for you down below if you know what I'm saying. But otherwise, just take it as a snack. Eat it just like this. Have some beer with it. I don't know.
Perfect for game days.
Potluck party, Super Bowl, whatever. It's delicious. For substitutions, there's really not much I would say. Original Dakgangjeong does include peanuts. So if you wanted to add that, you can do that. It adds a nice little texture. I've done that before. I'm like, let's just keep it simple. And then you can also make it spicier if you want to. I added a little bit of red pepper flakes and it adds a tiny bit of warmth and heat, but it's not spicy at all. Traditional Dakgangjeong is not really meant to be super spicy. It's more of a sweet soy sauce flavor, but you can kick it up a notch and add more. Well, I hope you enjoyed season 4. It was a lot of fun filming it, and I mean, it was challenging and it stretched me in a lot of different ways, but I don't know what's gonna come up next, but stay tuned. We'll have updates for you. We have a lot of projects on our plate, a lot of interesting, fun things. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching this and all our videos. If you enjoyed this recipe, remember to tell us by pushing like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
You're just gonna put it out on a baking sheet lined with, After the first fry, I turned off my heat and I skimmed the oil to get rid of the extra little potato crispies, to get rid of the, ready and action. Thirsty?
All right.
It's still cold here in Chicago right now. We're just baking it by wearing t-shirts.
I don't have to say that.
Can't help but dance.
Can't help it but eat it all.